What up, guys? What up, Libra? It's Shani with Healing Elements. Back again. I took a little hiatus. It was much needed. And here for your Cancer season, July 2020 reading. As you know, I don't have to tell you, things have been very, very chaotic and tumultuous at times. Unexpected changes, adjusting with perhaps being sick or just dealing with everything that's going on with COVID and everything else that we've, engaged in collectively throughout this year. It's been, full throttle. So Libras, I'm going to get right to it, a 7-card spread. This is the Jane Wallace traditional tarot deck, the Angel Oracle Tarot set. And it's 2 of the same deck put together, guys. How have you been coping? I had to take a little break, but it was, of course, much needed and regrouped and definitely regenerated and, found everything that I needed to that, was in my toolkit. Spiritual practices and mindful practices, reaching out to people, talking to relatives that I hadn't in a long time, things like that, right? To regenerate me because, there's a lot of overwhelming circumstances, of course, in the world and then personally dealing with. So Libras, love you to death, and I hope that whatever's been going on in your neck of the woods, whether it's any kind of financial hardship or otherwise, or if everything's been cool and you're hanging in there, stay safe, stay blessed, guys. So if you need any kind of, retreat is what I was channeling for you guys, a retreat, and I'm not saying go out there, keep your social distance, don't go into big gatherings, but you know what I mean. I'm thinking that there is a journey, some sort of retreat is the real word. It's some sort of like wholesome retreat that's like, away from the noise. I know you Libras love, which is great, to socialize, be with everyone. I'm not just saying this because of COVID. I really feel like maybe, I know you've probably been at a stay-at-home order, who knows, but I feel like you may have been saturated the last couple months with a lot of, needy energy and chaos and maybe just socializing in a good way, but that can drain you as far as that regeneration that I'm speaking of, that spiritual, like finding your higher self and like going off and finding signs, in a remote area, or just being guided to go somewhere, coastal, or just somewhere that appeals to you, that draws you there, and you find something really cool, in that moment, in that experience. And so I'm really channeling that is much needed for you Libra, especially. We have really powerful energy right now. We just had new moon in Cancer on June 21st on Father's Day, and then this weekend, July the 4th, for America's my kitty. You might get into the picture. Mochi has made an appearance in a couple of videos, but the full moon this weekend will be in the sign of Capricorn, very strong always when we go through the month of July, and we have that full moon in Capricorn and sun in Cancer. And so it's just a lot of hard-hitting, driving energy. There's going to be a lot of strong opinions. There's going to be a lot of, wanting to be disciplined, and those who don't, and who knows if that's for you. Namaste, whichever you are, thou shalt not judge. But I feel like maybe this weekend will drain you, or maybe it's your first card, maybe you are looking to get away on a retreat for this weekend. I know that I live in California, so our governor is like, don't go anywhere, don't do anything like this. But you know what, I myself, am escaping for a little bit for a retreat coming up soon, and it's very safe and remote and with the people I love. And I feel like, the place that is calling to you Libras could be just like an intimate experience solo, but I feel like it's just like an intimate experience no matter what, with like a couple of people, maybe just one person, somebody who you're super close with, where you have that connectivity. You don't even have to say anything, they know what you're thinking, that kind of thing. I feel like that'll be like a regeneration, like a cleansing of your soul, and you really need that. Maybe you don't even realize that you're being inadvertently drained. Maybe you're like newly working from home, or working at a new job, or just continuously working when everybody is at home, whatever your case may be during this whole thing, I feel like maybe you don't realize that you're going the extra mile, because Libras, you guys are always on point. You go the extra mile. You put in that freaking amazing creative work, blending the sign before you, Virgo, that perfectionism with creativity and reliability, and you're always going. So much energy. And like, I love Libra coworkers. So no matter what you do as a career, even a stay-at-home mom, that's a job. If you are getting overwhelmed somehow, some way, even if it's for a few hours, and you have to really like drive a half an hour just to get to this beautiful location with one person, spend a little time and come back, you know, I sense that that is definitely for some of you out there needed. First card, you guys will get a 7-card spread. This popped out. So 6 of Wands. So I think that Spirit is saying this time right now is about recognizing your, you know, talents, your creative abilities, your, you know, steps that you took, your building blocks to create and manifest these past couple months and otherwise, right? And I feel like this is the card in this deck of utter recognition and acknowledgement of those abilities and that extra fire sign. This is a fire energy, Aries, Sag, or Leo, and it's recognizing that you have put in a lot of passion, a lot of fiery passion, drive, motivation, go get them type of energy. And it's, yeah, the card of recognition in this deck saying, you know, perhaps it's Spirit recognizing, yeah, you should get away, retreat in any way that you can. The kitty is on the scratching post. Oh, Mochi will come into the picture in a minute. So let's get, that'll be a bonus card. Hey guys, let's get 7 more off the top, guys. Libras, Sun, Moon, or Rising for July 2020, Cancer season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then after this, you guys, kind of an ode for me getting a new kitten. We have an 8-year-old cat. She's getting old. She's having some health problems, and we got this kitten, only 15 months old, and Mochi is adorable. Mochi is the cat's name. So I'm going to do 1 card each out of the dog and the, if I can get it, the cat oracle deck after your 7-card spread, guys. So let's go from the top. A lot of, you know, readings have had this, and it's not a surprise to me because the climate spiritually, in humanity right now, in some parts of the wilderness with fires and earthquake in Mexico and COVID everywhere, people dying, people not believing that people are dying and making it more of a problem. Libras, this is the 5 of Wands card. Just nothing but testing your strength, testing your willpower. This is a fire sign energy to right away saying, you know, this is strong, passionate, push and pull type of vibrations, energy. This is about being, you know, testing your limits. This is about challenges that, you know, maybe you thought you ever overcame, excuse me, and then now, especially, that makes sense with Mercury going into retrograde, where we revisit, we relook, we reevaluate, we readjust, we regenerate, because we work on some of the issues in the shadow work that we thought we, you know, were challenged with and had passed the test, or, you know, had gotten through that particular 5 of Wands type of energy, that conflict, or, you know, really test of endurance is what the 5 of Wands is. It is, you know, indicative for fire signs. Fire signs are really like, you know, the sun. They are electric, like electricity. They are very vibrant and able to withstand a lot of heat and pressure. They are always, you know, pushing their limits just by a sense of like pride and love of self, which is, you know, good and bad in its own respects, but, you know, that is a good quality that the fire sign, you know, represents. Fire energy is, you know, don't think that you can't take a test, you know, like maybe if it's a test in a relationship, that maybe it's going to be hard to, Libras, maybe it's going to be hard to, you know, figure out logistics or the reality of moving here, moving there. Maybe another relationship has to end. I don't know, but, you know, this is talking about, you know, test the limits, try to figure out strategies, because with test, you have to practice, and that's what this Capricorn and full moon will teach us. It's going to ignite us. It's going to give us so much energy and drive and ability, strength and durability, like the Capricorn goat. It's going to give us strength to endure these tests with practicality and not give up, when we are tested, and we may, in our own eyes, fail, or we may not accomplish, the goal at hand. So definitely challenging times for us all. And I think that maybe, Spirit is like recognizing the fact that it's going to be a lot for you, or has been, and a retreat, or that feeling of just needing to, like, cheesy Calgon take me away, like just be really nurtured in that own higher self, higher vibration space of, feeling the earth beneath your feet, really seriously, like just like touching the soil. I don't know, like just baths or water in a hot spring, something, walking in the mountains, seeing the vista for a long time, and just soul food in that regard. Like not a retreat, like go party, that'll be for another month probably, but yep, the Empress, major arcana, guys. So this can speak of, as you may or may not know, fertility. Of course, in reality, fertility for conception of a life, or also just being able to give birth to a product that is going to be beneficial to you. It's, the card in this deck is the Angel of Abundance. The Empress is very strong, partnered with the Emperor, very much the divine feminine, maternal, mother energy of being able to carry on with duties and taking care of the abundance that you already have, Libras, and also to sustain, metaphorically or real, a pregnancy that is going to, in the future, also give birth to something. So this is a very, very beautiful card to get. Beautiful energy, talking about the, ability that you're going to have, probably with a few major tests of will, endurance, and maybe, adaptability and changeability. Maybe it will, lead you to abundance if you switch course completely, and go in a direction that may be challenging to go in, but the Angel of Abundance card, the Empress, is very strong, saying the wheat will, be in abundance in the crop, and you will definitely have everything that you are going to need once you pass these very, very troubling tests. And look, here we go. The Hanged Man was my energy that I was trying to describe to you guys that I had in June. I didn't do any readings. I had to readjust. I was laying in wait, like this card. Hanged Man is also a major arcana, 2 back to back. So you've been probably waiting, stagnant, maybe either yourself procrastinating on making this change to acquire abundance in reality with tangible funds, financial ability, or abundance of a relationship that is fulfilling, a happy, healthy relationship. Maybe you have been in a position where we all have, right? If you were anywhere in the world, you had to, at some point, be like on lockdown or a stay-at-home order, or were affected in some way. If you weren't, like, God bless you, namaste. But, maybe this energy is speaking of the time that you were in this position of just waiting, or having to patiently have faith that something is going to come, but not until the time is right. I think that perhaps you have been, like metaphorically gestating something that is going to come to fruition. So perhaps you've been working, like I said, nonstop socially, or nonstop in your occupation, or to try to get a new job. And I think that, it's Spirit just giving you a message saying, you know what, hang in there, because this is the Angel. Oh, it's upside down. Look at that. So you guys are going to be upright in a minute. This is the Hanged Man, and it's the Angel of Prophecy in this deck. The Angel of Prophecy. So it's prophetic because, and I always explain this in most tarot decks, including this one, it's always usually an angel kind of being upside down, with rope tied to his legs. But it's always like he's in a very like comfortable position. He's like, no sweat, I'm laying here in wait. However, I know that abundance and good things comes to those who wait. That's what that is all about. Libras. Four of Cups, sadness, and also feeling indifferent about this sadness. So it may be that it's a water sign energy, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces you could be dealing with, but it's talking about you may not see the truth. You may be sad for either an illusion, a reason that's kind of made up in your head, Libras, or maybe you're overreacting, or you just literally can't figure out why you don't feel one way, which or the other, or why you're feeling so 360, like abrasive when you were loving, or loving when you were abrasive, something like that. I feel like you may be just not seeing, like in some tarot decks, that there'll be 4 cups, right, and 3 are spilled. This is kind of typical for a lot of the Cups cards that mean these kind of things, like you got to see the forest for the trees. Water signs can get stuck and be only led by emotion, and we have to blend, like, the scales have to balance. You have to blend practical mind with emotion. So sometimes this is, 3 of the cups are spilled, but 1 is upright, and the lady or whomever is on the card just can't see that 1 is still there for her to ingest and be fulfilled. So you may be indifferent about this whole process, about like what road do I take, what path do I follow to like get out of this stagnant or this waiting period, this time period that seems as if you had everything coordinated and everything was in a row, your ducks were in a row. And I think in somewhere or another, in some area, facet in your life, I think that it's been thrown, or will be thrown, tests, challenges that you've never seen before, and it's thrown you for a loop because you love habitual, responsibilities and things that you know and expect. And this is a definite time for unexpected shit to go down. So maybe you're feeling indifferent about that. But Ace of Swords energy, this is the bomb card. This is your card. Libras, this Ace of Swords, talking about being victorious in a fierce and very confident, no nonsense, witty, and air sign quality ability. This is definitely saying once something hits you, and I feel like you will find on whatever retreat, if you want to take my recommendation, you go on, even like I said, a mind, body, and soul retreat in the bathtub, literally just soul search and self-reflect. I feel like the indifference will melt away. I really do feel like the full moon this weekend in Capricorn will allow that to happen, and you come to an epiphany. And I think that this leads to a victory in these areas that are going to test you, and you will recognize that everything has been leading up, both the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? Being indifferent, having these tests and challenges, and then also, preparing, laying in wait, planting the seeds for a harvest of like the Empress energy of abundance. I think that, it's going to be victory for you. And beautiful 3 of Pentacles. So dealing also maybe with an earth sign, or, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo is probably close to you. And also talking about there's going to be a lot that is coming to you tangibly. The action now is going to be behind the work, and the work is already practiced, and you are now master of your own, like I see like a I see like a coin, one of those video games at the video game store that like flesh out the coins, but I see like the coins coming to you. So I feel like there's going to be a lot moving right now. If this pertains to you, there's going to be a lot moving and really getting a jump start, like a real big kick in the ass to, if you've been maybe yourself laying in wait and not dealing with these challenges, tests, job interviews, maybe change of relationship, change of location, who knows what it could be. But if you have been indifferent about waiting and what to do for this, you're going to have victory and abundance, literally, because the action now the things that are happening, the experiences that you will draw in and that will come to you no matter what, this is like a destined outcome of tangibility and things that are material because of recognition. You got the recognition card of putting in the work. And this card is strange. This doesn't surprise me. Every single reading, even private readings, I've got this. Seven of Swords, talking about, you know, air sign energy. And I feel like this is something that maybe has been power that is taken away from you due to this. Again, I feel like it's for your reading, for this card and your reading, I feel like it is because of, like I was saying, that ritual maybe that had been disrupted, or changes that were, you know, going to happen, and maybe the plans got on hold, like, you know, everything got on hold, like weddings and everything like that because of COVID. Maybe it's like you had something set, maybe even just a vacation or something, promotion, whatever it was, visiting somebody, I don't know, it could be really deep. Could be some of you are having a baby and it's just fears, because the Empress is, again, for fertility and birth. But I feel like, you know, the Seven of Swords card is telling you in this reading that your energy has been stolen in some way, shape, or form, you know, in the way that you had to exert all your energy and then not really see the abundance, see the cornucopia, see the outcome in a tangible way, like the action card, the Three of Coins and Pentacles. So guys, beautiful reading. I enjoyed that. My favorite reading this month so far. We're going to get you guys one card out of this cute, adorable dog oracle set. I'm surprised the kitty didn't come. Aww. Mochi's laying down. He was going crazy during your reading. I'm sure you heard all up on the scratch post. It was cute. Maybe I'll go and get him and show him to the camera at the very end. All right, guys. Shuffled. And get you a card. Honor. Acknowledge you, me, and we. So it's beautifully talking about unity and talking about how I think Libras, you guys exude this in general. Libra energy is accepting, it's acknowledging the differences and really not judging. They're the Libra scales, but people get misconstrued as if they're constantly, you guys are constantly judging. And the thing is that you are a fair, you know, person of integrity that doesn't judge, may bring up to somebody that something doesn't, you know, seem fair, and you do stick up for the underdog, that's for sure. But that's not judging, that's just doing the right thing, right? But you acknowledge everyone and the differences that they have and the similarities they share, and you acknowledge, just like the card says, you acknowledge yourself, me, and we as a totality, as a collective, and also as individuals. And that's a beautiful quality, a Venusian quality, guys. Beautiful. Okay, and then one out of the kitty cat deck. And then yeah, I'll sneak over there and I'll get her, bring her to the camera before I end this. Okay, guys, one last card. Oops, I don't want to pop out, but we won't take it. And I just send you nothing but love and appreciation. And I feel great to be back on it. I mean, private readings, you know, kept me going. That was great with that, but it's just tough to, you know, to exude so much energy and have so much going on. So, Felicite. Felicite. Okay, and it's funny, it looks like my cat a little bit. I'll get the cat in a minute. It says Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for July 2020. In life, as in space, everything that goes up must come down, right? So anything that, you know, you were indifferent about, or you had to wait for, or you were tested, you know, with challenges about, just know that just like a roller coaster, there's peaks and valleys, there's highs and lows, and guess what? When you get to the top, you have to go down. But good thing is, it looks like you're rebounding now, you're coming back. So reach for the stars, Libra, but keep your paws on the ground. In space, no one can hear you meow. That's super funny. Let me go get the kitty. Come here, Moch. Look at this baby. Oh, he was sleepy. Look at this. Mochi is the sweetest baby in the whole world. Look at that beautiful kitty. Okay, baby. Lay down. Anyway, blessings, guys. Appreciation, prayers for everyone to stay healthy, to stay peaceful, or like I do, when you get to a point that you're not, take care and rebound and do all the things that help you to find that peace again, find that inner peace again, find that inspiration and happiness again like I did, and I love it. Oh, Mochi, look, this kitty and then the Lego. Oh, Mochi. All right, Libras, you have a wonderful Cancer season. I'm totally sending you nothing but love. Bye-bye.